Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner, and this is the MacVoices update for January 2020. Folks, it's been a busy month, and I'll make this update short, simply because you're probably sick of hearing from me or seeing me because we released 77 separate interviews from CES. Thanks to the help of Norbert Frasse and as acting as cameraman and just a whole lot of long days. And of course, it takes time to get those interviews, but it also takes time to edit and release those, which is one reason that this update's just a little bit later than I usually like it to be. Also contributing to that fact is that I was back in Las Vegas for a conference, a business conference, for a few days as well. So that kind of changed things a bit and slowed things down. As I said, 77 separate interviews. I think you'll enjoy them all, but I definitely would like to know what you find the most interesting. Which ones do you find beneficial? Did they add anything to your shopping list? Or are there things that you're looking forward to? There's a lot of information there on a lot of different topics and subjects, not all of which are Apple related. And I definitely would like to hear from you on that. Also, I wanted to see if I could get some feedback from you. In the last couple months, I've had a number of people talk about how they'd like to see more reactions, I guess, to news stories and things than we usually do here on MacVoices. So I'm thinking about doing this a lot of different ways if it comes to pass. And I'd like to see what you would find the most useful or most interesting. Some of the ideas that have been floated are something more of a daily or regular newsletter as opposed to our weekly dispatch. And this would be a completely separate thing from the dispatch if we do it. Is it a video commentary on the news of the day or story of the day or story of the week? Or is it just audio commentary? Controversially, at least from me, it's been suggested maybe I make that a Patreon-only thing. And there's definitely some appeal to that, although I really am not anxious to create content that is behind the paywall. So I would love to hear from you. Is that something you think would be interesting, that you would like to hear from? And if so, in what form would you like to see it done? So please drop me an email, chuck@macvoices.com, if you have any thoughts on that. Other than that, we were able to welcome a couple new sponsors this month. There are more new sponsors lining up, but that does not take away from the idea that I'm looking for your support. Going to CES is expensive. It seems like the production of the show is getting more expensive as different services that I use are jacking up the prices a little bit at the beginning of this year. So I want to once again thank all of our Patreon supporters. Your support is greatly appreciated. It definitely helps offset the costs of doing MacVoices and some of the expenses associated with it. So the support report this month is pretty much steady from previous months. At Platinum, we have RVS. At Silver, we have Chuck A., Max C., Michael D., Bruce E., Norbert F., David G., Tim G., Chuck P., Frank P., George R., and Daniel S. And at Bronze, we had Clinton M., Giro M., and Prop P. And there were no new PayPal supporters this month. So again, and as always, thanks to everyone who contributes and helps keep MacVoices going. Next month, we'll see what happens. There's going to be a lot going on in the Apple community and a lot going on right here on MacVoices, and I hope to hear from you about it real soon. As always, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.